Alrighty.
We here.
We at it again. Y'all
We
know
at
how
it
we do
again.
it. So, yeah.
That's right.
Here we are with episode 18 of
Woo, legal. Woo!
Damn, boy.
Los
Where'd you find that?
Legal.
Los Beardy Boys. So, here we are once again, and we are, of course, joined by Simpoppy Rick, Chad Bartlett, and, also, see you got a little launch down there.
Yep.
Yeah, just
He has decided to join the fray here for a minute.
very cool. Very, very cool. And, of course, me. I'm Nate. Y'all know me, I guess.
Who?
Hopefully. Maybe. And now we have a new thing to add to the fold. We have an editor now. Who is... Yeah. His name is Lee, and he is...
Hi, Lee.
Finally.
Yeah, he's Italian, and he basically is just very excited to work on this stuff.
Lee.
I got some representation with the Mario poster. There's Lee.
Yeah, actually,
I'm gonna go like this now.
Actually, y'all might remember. You remember that video of me at the Mario premiere, me dressed up as Mario and like doing
That's
the head
right.
bob. The guy at my back with the Luigi hat on, that was Lee.
Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, so-
Luigi.
Luigi, yes.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
So currently, he is going to be our editor until
Awesome.
further notice. And hey, it's good to have you on board, Lee.
Yeah,
So-
thanks, dude.
Buone.
God.
Grazie, Lee. Grazie. He's
Ferre
gonna edit me
puttana.
out.
Ferre puttana.
He's gonna put like a black bar on my cam.
Yeah, he's just gonna be like, I don't like this guy.
Shut the
It's not a talk.
Yeah.
He's gonna mute it.
Yeah, and actually, I can hear it now. Lee's family's originally from Brooklyn. He'll just be like, "Who's this Jersey motherfucker trying to talk shit?"
And listen, I know about my coffee. I love my coffee.
My coffee. Have yourself some coffee. Have yourself a bagel, and just enjoy your day. Yeah. So.
Yeah,
all
I'm
right.
walking here. I'm walking.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here.
I was gonna say, are you Christopher Walken? I'm sorry.
You got to dance like Christopher Walken if you're going to claim to be him.
We actually had a funny bit a long time ago where we were gonna do like Nicolas Cage as Luke Skywalker.
Oh my God.
And Christopher Walken as Darth Vader.
You know
And
that
it's
they
just-
added Nicolas Cage to Dead by Daylight, right?
Yes. Yeah. Of course. Well, you said that last week because you're very excited about that. But
He actually has voice lines in the game too.
that's awesome.
Nikki played the Nicolas Cage dating simulator. We have a
Why
video
is this
of
a
it.
thing?
She
Why is
did.
this a
It
thing?
was like a dinosaur dating simulator, and then a Nicolas Cage one, and then a John Cena one.
Is she just by herself?
No, we were doing it together. You know, it's a
Jesus.
No,
we're
I'm
that coup-
talking about like, was she sitting by herself? Because you get it, John Cena. You
Oh no! He was there. He was there. You could see him. So maybe it was a fake John Cena
exactly. See, yep,
Ba-ba-da-ba.
because you can't see him.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. So we're at it with the 18th episode, and I figured let's go ahead and just get started with the topics at hand.
Let's do it.
We'll start with Ricardo over here. So let's go ahead and
What you
get to
got?
that.
What you need?
Has anybody heard the situation that's going on with Adam22?
Some
knew
of
this
it.
would get. I knew this was gonna come up. I knew
I heard
it.
about the Chris Hansen shit.
So for about 7 years, Adam22 has been with Lena, and they have two types of podcasts. One podcast is legit just a podcast, which is no jumper, and then there's another podcast which is called Plug Talk, which is not on YouTube. It's on a different type of tube, if you catch my drift.
Mhm.
The hub.
Exactly. So for about 7 years.
Y'all get it. Y'all get it.
So for about 7 years, they would interview different adult actresses
Uh-huh.
or models, depending on their background, OF or hub stuff. And after the interview, then they'll perform, and that's just their two. Well, that's his two different podcasts. One that's just with hip hop artists or YouTubers, creators, comedians, and so on. And the other one are adult actresses. But the premise is that for 7 years, their menage a
Trois.
there you go, has always been male, female, female, or exactly male, female, female.
Adam, Lena, and another woman usually.
There you go. But then, either they had a discussion, I'm not sure who brought it up. Lena did her first scene without Adam.
With another man.
With another man. And the other man was basically the complete opposite of Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
And yeah.
I've seen the dude, and
if you want to, if you're kind of curious of who the person is, I think he retired, but I think he kind of came out of retirement for this, just for. I think they were friends. I think like they apparently Adam said they were buddies, so
his
friends, and they met like a year ago at one of the adult film awards,
AVNs, or any of like the like bigger award shows. The dude's name is Jason Love, and let's just say this: the dude is 6'6", jacked to the fucking gills, tatted up like a motherfucker. That's actually the only thing him and Adam have in common, is that they both have a shit ton of tattoos. And this dude, apparently, I do not have photographic verification, but is packing a 9-inch kickstand. And
a human tripod, this man, you're saying?
Well, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen confirmation or anything like that. All I know is that the drama's been going back and forth now. Like, he posted stuff on Instagram. She posted stuff on Instagram. Adam's posted stuff on Instagram. And me, I'm just like, this is drama that I'm just like, I'm tuned into. And now I want to tune out of it because of just like how much shit is just getting flung at this. Not from the people involved. Like, there's a fair amount of that, but just the amount of stuff of just like people throwing like all this stuff around, saying, at Lena, at Adam, and I got no love for Adam22. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the dude's a creep, and the dude's done some.
Yeah,
very,
he was
very wild
messaging
stuff.
like underage girls, is what I heard.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, and it's fucked up. It's messed up shit. But the dude, here's the thing that a lot of people don't get. I know there's people saying like Adam's been with like all these other women and she's only been with one guy. It's like, but that's the thing. Whenever they did like the stuff with the other women, it was always the two of them together. Adam, as far as like he said, he has never done anything else by himself with just one other woman. It's always been with Lena and her. And this is what the parallel that gets into. It's just like it doesn't matter if okay, I'll just say this. Like, there was a girl who broke up with me. Well, we were dating for about 6 months, and then all of a sudden, she reveals to me that she's been seeing someone else. And I asked how long. She's like, about 2 weeks. And then she was like really remorseful about it. And I was like, do I know him? And she's like, yeah, you remember Emily from my gymnastics class? Oh. And that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. She discovered that she preferred the company of women more than she did men. And you know what? That's all well and good. I just wish that she would have broken up with me before she pursued that relationship. But instead, she fooled around with that girl for 2 weeks before she even said anything to me. And mentally, that messed me up. Mentally, I thought I was so bad of a boyfriend, I made this woman like turn away from being straight. But again, that was like 21, 22-year-old me, and like how like my brain was at the time. Now that I'm older,
your situation in comparison to that is like but normal shit that happens compared to people who are highly promiscuous, way over on the other side of the table. Well, and they're not even at the same table.
No, but this is the thing about the comparison that I wanted to make. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's with another man or another woman. If it's an interpersonal thing between two people, if it was just him and another girl, then I would there wouldn't be any real drama about it. But where Adam really hasn't been with anyone else by himself, that's where a lot of people are like drumming up stuff. It's like, But it again, my whole thing is I've looked at it from every angle. It's like these are these people's lives. They're doing whatever the hell they want. That like they want to hoe themselves out. Feel free. They want to jump in bed with everyone that walks through their door. Fine, that's their business. But there are always entanglements that show up with this stuff. And when people like say, "Oh well, I don't know how to feel about this," like, well, how do you expect to feel about it, man? Like you just watched your girl get like thrown down upon by big homie, and I'm like,
back broke.
Yeah, and I'm like,
bro,
dude,
blown.
Ludacris said it best.
Annihilated.
Hoe activities, hoe tendencies. Hoes are their friends, and hoes are their enemies. I mean, that's all it is. I literally, out of respect for y'all, entertain this conversation, but without that, would give zero flying fucks about any of this in any way that they do it. None of it applies to me because I don't get into that kind of psyche. Like, I can't fucking really somebody who fucking like sits there and lays down on the floor and just loves to drown in gallons of piss has nothing that I can relate to. It's the same thing. There ain't never going to be a time where I'm just like, oh, my ape brain says do this.
Unless you're fat,
this
Mike.
Is my life,
Unless you're like, especially the piss thing that you were talking about.
Which I will never be, like the way that they live their lives and the way that I live mine are so out of sync that like I don't relate to them at all.
Yeah.
I don't
in
any
really
way either.
The only reason I brought it up is because after it happened, you just slowly see that he's like regretting it. Because a lot of people he's been getting on now from like his No Jumper podcast, and they're like questioning him about it. Like, how do you feel? Like just to try to like analyze it, and you slowly see it not panning well. You can see kind of his face looks dread, and then he did an episode with a podcast where it was him, his wife, and Jason on a virtual call, and they were talking about after the scene was done. And even Jason, which I felt it in my core when he said this, because they're talking about like, after the scene processing, everybody processing the situation. Even Jason's like, well, for me personally, I would have never done it. I would have never let my girl do anything like this ever.
Yeah,
me personally, I can't do that.
Yeah, me neither.
And then when Jason said that, Adam, like, he shook his head and like it kind of like awoken him. Like I personally, I have never done that, and I guess just to save face, I guess Adam was trying to like joke out of it to kind of change topic. He's like, "Oh, there's nobody bigger than you. To find a person bigger than you for your girl, they'll have to revive Andre the Giant." And then they laughed it off, and then they moved on.
Dude, well, it's not. Go ahead. Is it really the size, or is it the fact that like? Yeah, he did something akin to like sticking a fork in a light socket. Like, duh, dude. Like, no shit. Are you fucking kidding me? You'd have to be a complete dumbass to be like, nah, bro. It's like that dude from the Key and Peele sketch where he was like, I don't need no chair. No, dog, I'm good. It's like, dude, you're literally dying. Let us save you. Nah, bro. I'm good. I don't need no CPR. Like,
yeah, he even talked about like, after the scene, she told me for 3 days she was sore and couldn't do activities because it was too much for her to handle. And I'm just like, dude, look, why are you talking about it?
Well, and here's my thing with it as well. Why in the hell, like, this dude married her. He married this woman knowing full well the person that she was, and not only that, but
have a kid.
I don't care if
they just came back from vacation with their kid, and then when they came back, that's when they shot the scene.
I don't care what people say about me when I say this. They could say I'm judgmental. I don't give a fuck. Lena is mid, dude. She ain't even all that. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's called clout. When people have clout, they're automatically beautiful. I've seen cases of people on TikTok where they're dating this rapper and the girl is like below mid, but because women empowerment, they're like, the rapper will have different music, different girls on his music video, and they will hate on the music video because his girl is not the center of the attention. It's a way more gorgeous woman in the center of the attention. Like, oh, if it ain't this person, we don't want it. And it's just like, bro, his girl is mid, like below mid. This is a music video. It has to stand out to people to like it. Just because you want the girlfriend that's below mid, it's just all it is clout. Once you have followers, they automatically think you're beautiful. And I'm gonna say it is controversial, but like Lizzo.
I think it's all preference.
Yeah.
And I think in this situation, Homeboy played himself, and we should stop entertaining a fool. Yeah. People should stop entertaining him, dude. He's a fool. He could have not done any of this shit. He's bared too much of his personal life. He's done nothing to protect his neck. He shit in the floor and then slid in it and fell down on his own accord. All he's done is fucking wallow in the shit in the aftermath, so he's covered in it. He stinks.
And now he's sitting there in the midst of it all just being like, how did this happen? It's like,
I don't know, man.
How do you think?
How can this happen to me?
when the face tattoos are low on the list of your regrets, you've really fucked up.
Yeah.
You know?
Reminds me of that kid from that one movie, We're the Millers, the no regrets.
This man's nearly 50 years old and looks like a fucking 13-year-old cloud rapper. Like, come on, man. He's a clown, bro. How hard is it to bring up-and-coming rappers into your studio and sit there high and just be like, yeah, dude, what about that? Yeah, we're all fucked up right now. Somebody pulled a gun on me.
He got peer pressure by Lil Pump at 17 years old to do drugs.
Clown.
How?
Clown. Yeah.
He don't even need makeup no more. He just wakes up looking like a clown.
No, he's got the permanent makeup on. It's just that, like, stops at his neck. It's like, but
anytime people get into that flex of like, yeah, I'm gonna let somebody fuck my wife, I'm so hard. I'm like, this man will do anything.
That's bitch made.
This man has such low self-esteem, he'll do anything, accept any terms as long as it makes him look cool. Yeah.
He wants the fame, that's it.
Nah.
He doesn't want, like, he doesn't, like, actually believe in himself or anything like that. He's just like, I want the money, I want the fame, I want that. Yeah. And there's been offers for stuff, like, for us to, like, like, sell out and do stuff in terms of, like, on our separate channels. And it's like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to lie about a product that I'm not going to use. The only time I've ever done stuff is, like, the soundproofing foam, which I took and I liked, and I did a product review of it as per, like, their specifications. And and it actually works. But, like I was saying, man, I mean, like, this dude, he'll do anything, say anything. Like, he'll basically, like, he'll demean himself, he'll debase himself, and then before you know it, he'll probably wind up just, he'll wind up being a meme. Like, that's it. He'll just wind up being a permanent meme, and, like, instead of, like,
and that's how it goes.
Instead of, like, the bad luck Brian, instead it'll be Adam22, and it'll just be him sitting there, like, smiling and everything.
Sad cuck Brian.
There you go.
Sad cuck Brian, Adam22.
It's just like, has beautiful wife, shares her with everybody.
Adam Cookie too.
The Xanax didn't make me forget, bro. I still remember.
Yeah, had me out like a light. Then I woke up and remembered everything.
And then he just, like, fucking, like, he tried to clown other people on his show. Man, you sold me out. You told this in private and confidence. You're this, you're that. And it's like, bro, how can anyone have any respect for you? Maybe people should be talking behind your back to maybe try and figure out a way to persuade you to quit playing yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason people were talking behind his back.
Maybe.
I don't know. But,
so,
yeah.
Anyway, that's the whole Adam22 situation. But, Chad, what's the subject you wanted to cover today?
Man, I want to talk about another man who's just, like, tripping over his own self. This motherfucker has decided to go out and tempt fate by using digital means to try and tell his woman, who was a professional surfer, not to wear bathing suits, not to go surfing with boys or you're not good enough for me. You're not on my level. Jonah Hill decided that he was going to harass his then woman out of, listen, he started dating a professional surfer.
Talk about
and tried to tell her
weight class, dude.
And tried to tell her what she was allowed to wear while she was surfing, who she could surf with, not to be posting pictures of her in swimsuits and shit. It's like, she's a professional surfer. You knew that going into this.
She's a professional.
And you're going to look, everybody goes, oh, insecurity, blah, blah, blah. Look, we all have our own shit. We all have our own ways that we can get by. And if your issue is you don't want to be dating a woman who posts pictures in a swimsuit, don't date somebody who makes a living in a swimsuit.
Yeah. And
this is a male-dominated sport. She's going to be around guys.
Yes.
Like, this would be as if you were to tell somebody who's a professional eater or something, don't put another hot dog in your mouth. Like, they're going to be putting tons of hot dogs in their mouth.
No more dick-shaped foods.
Just like we were talking about earlier, if you're dating someone who is an adult film star, you think she ain't going to be sleeping with other people? You think that that's going to end because you show up? And if so, then you don't want that person. You're trying to change them into somebody else. I don't get it, man. I don't know why people do this to themselves. There ain't nothing wrong with having your standards. But then why would you go outside of them to begin with?
That's why I have conflicting feelings towards it. Like, I see it as it's slightly be understandable when it comes to like people who are like extreme conservative with that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get like the morals or the standards he has.
Yes.
Is respectful for that community.
Do your thing.
But it's like, pick the woman that will fit that criteria. Like,
don't try to mold them. Yeah.
Exactly. No. Don't try to shape them. And it's like, that's why I'm like, it's like yin yang for me, because I'm finding out more information. And the information I found out was this was 2 years ago. Jonah Hill is currently engaged and just had a kid.
Yeah.
And this woman decided to out this
is somebody else.
Now?
Yes.
So it's like, that's why I'm like, why? Like, why is this public? Like, I could understand, like, maybe if you would have
totally
2 years
you
ago,
can totally say that
now,
she's a piece of shit. I agree that you can be like, this is shitty to be a snake in the grass that comes up out of nowhere and then brings this up now.
He just
both things can be true at the same time, though.
Yeah, and exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
they're both Richard Petty in my eyes. They're both.
Yeah, I'm on this seesaw because it's like it's an understandable standard, but it's a delusional take because she's a surfer professional.
Yes,
that's her job.
It's a good example.
To be around guys.
Yeah,
it's just this weird thing because this should have never existed. They moved on. He said, this is my standard. If you don't like it, then no hard feelings, will just grow apart. This is what I want, whatever. So he said it in a respectful manner, but in a delusional take because that's her obvious fucking job. So the end result was going to be the same result no matter what. She's not going to just quit her job, quit her career, quit her hobby because it makes you uncomfortable that she's around men. That's just you having low self-esteem or confidence. So it's like, yes, he went about it in a decent way, privately, and then I think they went to therapy about it and discussed it there. But it's been 2 years. At the same time, she's a professional surfer. She has to talk with guys because that's the dominant party of that sport, hobby, careers, whatever, slash, all that kind of sorts. So it's, I don't know, all this is just fucking stupid.
He was whack as fuck when he did it. She was whack as fuck for putting him on blast now. But it's a teachable moment. Like, men need to understand this shit, bro. Like, I know too many men, and a lot of times they're the ones, for some reason, women flock to toxic men. But there were... Kidding. How many times have you known a guy who's had some kind of conditions for his woman and you're just kind of like, I don't know if you should be really tripping about that, bro. Like, you might be a little bit, you might be a little bit insecure. Or, yeah, right. Well, Andrew Tate's an obvious. That's obvious.
18, virgin.
That's obvious.
No body count.
But all of these things are so artificial, man. All of these things are so artificial. And it comes more from issues inside the person demanding these things than it does reflect on the woman that doesn't meet those standards. If those are your standards, then maybe you've got some shit that you need to work on. And please God, don't get with one of these women that you're going to make feel like shit because they don't meet your standards. Leave them alone.
Exactly.
Leave them the fuck alone, because they don't need your shit. Because that you're going into a relationship knowing that the woman doesn't meet your standards, so then you're going to slander them, you're going to talk crap about them and make them feel bad, is all just venting your toxicity. You know, what does it say about you as an imperfect person demanding perfection from someone else?
Yeah.
You know,
you yourself are not perfect, so how the fuck can you demand perfection?
Who are you to demand perfection?
Exactly. Yeah. And relationships are weird like that, because, you know, whenever I've gone into relationships, I've always approached it from the standpoint as just like, we're two individuals who are trying to figure each other out. That's how it should be. Basically,
maybe it works, maybe it don't.
Exactly. That's how my mom and my dad both told me about that. It's just like, you're never going to find someone who's going to be 100% simpatico with you. You know, you're not going to find someone who's just going to, you know, have the answers to all your questions. You know, they're not going to finish your sentences or anything like that straight out the gate. You have to get to know each other, and you have to make like the relationship work. And only by making it work can you truly be happy. And there's people out there who have a very high bar. I remember in one film, Up in the Air, Anna Kendrick's character had this ideal man built in her head, like about 6'2". She was like, you know, 6'1", 6'2", brown hair, blue eyes, loves dogs, but the only thing he loves more than his dog is me. Works during the weekdays, has weekends open, 2 vacations a year. It's like, wow, that's pretty, like, that's a pretty, like, I get that there's a standard out there of men who could be and fit in that role. But to expect that, and to just like, and then someone said to her, it's just like, well, you're just gonna have to learn to settle. And she's like, settling means death. And it's like, wow, it's like, settling means death. It's like, by definition, it's like, it's a bit like ass backwards with the with the logic there. I don't get it, but hey. That's her life to live, and I've met people who've tried to shape me into being the person they want me to be. And while I learn from those relationships, you know, I learn it's like, okay, my stuff that I do here can be seen as annoying, so, you know, I might work on myself to be a little bit more, you know, approachable on that. But other than that, someone trying to change you and saying, "Oh, you can't watch anime anymore," or, "Oh, you can't enjoy, you can't have dogs anymore," "Oh, you can't play music anymore," "You can't." Yeah, it's like, I guess it's not gonna work.
So one of my dreams for the longest time, and thank God I finally pursued it, was to be involved in professional wrestling in some way. I really wanted to be a wrestler. And I was at the time head over heels for someone who told me if I ever mentioned it again, then they would never talk to me. They would never talk to me again. If I ever brought it up again, then that was the end of our relationship. And this was like a few years into, you know, things being pretty serious, or at least they were for me. And so I didn't do it. I took something that I wanted in life, something that was extremely important to me, part of who I was brought up as, and something that I was very passionate about, and just completely put it away just to appease somebody else. Huge mistake. If you ever find yourself in a position where you are taking things that are important to you and you're stuffing them away, hiding them, not wanting to be. If you're trying to hide who you are from somebody, they're not the one for you, man. And you might as well let that shit go. It don't matter all the other things that are just like great. That one thing shows you how much they care about you, because somebody that loves you or even wants to, even if they don't agree or like what it is that you're doing, they will respect who you are as a person. And instead of saying never do this or you can never talk to me again, they will say, I want you to do that because that's what you want, but just know I can't be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, it's just
that's a respectful way to do it.
Well, and you talked about that. As long as there's like nothing going on that violates the bounds of the relationship, yeah, I think the person should be supportive.
Right.
And it's just like someone we know, Chad, like Nikki wanted to do roller derby.
Exactly.
And you were very supportive of her in doing.
Of course,
that's what you're supposed to do in relationships. You're supposed to support people who.
I didn't want her to get hurt. I thought it was scary, and things like that. But that's what she wanted to do with her life. I think she should be able to do it. There's plenty of things, that have gone on, especially in mine and Nikki's relationship, where I'm just like, dude, I don't agree with that from my perspective, but you have your own perspective. And like Nate said, it's not interfering in the bounds of our relationship. It's not cheating. It's not anything that's causing us any problems. If that's who you are and what you want to do, then by all means, do your thing.
That's my wife with cigars. She hates the smell of it, and she would never touch a cigar ever. But how she sees is like, I'd rather have him smoke cigars than him smoking a cigarette or him doing drugs or him drinking all the time.
Yes.
And then since she works in a medical field settings, when she speaks with doctors, hey, my husband, he smokes cigars. Is it really bad for his, for your health? And they'll give them like the professional answer and then the reality answer. And professional say, oh, it could cause mouth cancer, this and that. But then the reality answer is like, there has been no cases of anybody actually getting those things happening to them, only for those who chew on cigars, because the tobacco seeps into the gums. But if you're just a casual smoker, then it's nothing, because you're not actually inhaling it, so you're not damaging your lungs. It's just in your mouth, smoke. But if you bite on it,
wine tasting.
Yeah, so like people like George Burns, he used to nibble on his cigars, which caused him to lose a lot of his teeth, damage his gums, and I think he had something, but it was reversed. Obviously, he has money and stuff like that. And a lot of other people who've had mouth cancers from cigars is from people who actually chew on it. My wife, saw all those answers, saw that the results were all the same, came back to me, it's like, go ahead and do what you gotta do. I may not 100% support it, but I'd rather have you do that than do something that's actually damaging to your health.
Right.
Also, and that's how we compromised.
Another thing about George Burns as well, even though he chomped on cigars and was a serial cigar chomper and smoker, lived to be 100 years old.
Exactly. He started smoking, I think, I think he started when he was like 15 or 16. And before he passed, he used to have either 10 to 15 cigars a day.
Damn.
Dude.
Yeah, well, I got to take a break and answer an important call. Okay. I'll be right back.
I'm looking here, just like you were speaking on George Burns and everything. The dude outlived his wife by over 30 years.
Sure.
She died in 1964 and he died in 1996. Jesus.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy. And cigars, I don't really chomp on cigars that much. Cigars, I have them in my mouth and I hold them in my teeth every now and again, but I don't serially chomp on them or anything like that. I've mainly just smoked them, just regular, and haven't really had any problems.
Yeah, my buddy, his name is James the Barber. If you ever heard of a group called DLG, it's a Latin group that came out in the mid 90s. They got very popularized in the 90s, and I sat down with him. Like I said, it was a surreal moment. We're going from listening to him as a kid to actually sitting down and talking to the person who I used to listen as a kid. But that's what he does. He chews on his cigars. He doesn't really smoke them. I'm like, I try to tell him, just smoke it. It's better for you. He's like, well, that's one thing I used to do since I was 14. I used to just get a cigar from the corner store and chew on it during recess in high school. And my principal didn't. At first, he was upset, but then he was also happy because I chose cigars instead of cigarettes. But I'm like, it's chewing. It's not really that good for you.
No.
And I was looking at my phone because I want to wait until Chad comes back.
Uh-oh. Tad's talking about something.
You ever heard? There was something on Steve Harvey where a girl had her requirements for a man.
Who?
It was a female that was single.
Okay.
And she wrote a list of requirements to date her.
Uh-oh.
So when Chad comes back, I'm gonna go through the.
Okay, you wait till he comes back. I know that there was one I saw. It's a joke, but at the same time, it's hilarious. It's basically must speak at least 3 languages. Must be like, wow, dude, what? That's nuts, man.
I'm gonna go through it and let me know if it's.
I don't know what to say to that right there, man. That's
Be looking at this, none of us is none of us would
none of us fit it. None of us would fit it, right?
Yep.
That sounds about right. But you know what? I don't need that bitch.
And she's mid.
Oh, she's mid? Go figure. It's always the mid ones that expect everything. They expect it's like I need him to, I want to work a job where I make more than him, but yet he still pays for everything. It's like, what? I'm sorry. If we're in a relationship and you're making more money than me, but yet you expect me to pay all the bills. That's just like there was a scene in Everybody Hates Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Chris's dad worked his ass off. Worked his ass off to pay the bills and everything and this and that. And then, all of a sudden, Chris's dad found a wad of cash. Like a big wad of cash. And it was
I'm watching that episode.
And it was the missus. It was her money. And basically, he was just like, I'm working the job and all this just to pay the bills here. What the heck is this? And she's like, that's my money that I spend on me. It's like, what? No. Like, it's supposed to be a household working together to, like, make things better, but yet you get to just, like, clip whatever money you want and just, like, say that it's your...
So, Chad.
Nah, hit the bricks.
I was going to show this to Nate, but I wanted you to come back first. There is a woman that went to Steve Harvey, and she listed out all her requirements to date her.
I'm sorry, this is happening again. Can you hold on just a second?
Oh my gosh.
Hello? Hey. Okay. All right, thank you. I gotta go do something in like 5 minutes. Sorry, guys.
All right, I'll read this list real fast.
Go ahead.
So, just to show you an image of the list.
Oh my God!
No,
no. But wait, there's more.
This is the list.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read it to you.
Read some of them off.
So her list to date her is: you must be the age 30 to 45, must be financially stable, no children, 5'10" or taller, no hookups or flings, must be ready to settle down, no roommates, non-smoker, must love desserts, can't be anti-sugar, must be honest, must be reliable, must be sweet and kind, must be quick-witted, must be romantic, must love food, must pay on the first date, no flowers on the first date, must be a social drinker, must never wear sweatpants.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, no. Deal breaker right there.
Must be adventurous, must be humble, must be spontaneous, must be a planner, can't be self-centered, can't be cocky, must love dogs, can't own dogs from a breeder, can't be jealous of her dog, can't own a cat, must be in shape, can't have a six-pack, can't be too skinny, can't have a runner's physique, can't be stronger than me, can't be obsessed with sports, can't be a hunter, can't own a boat, can't be a gamer, can't be materialistic, must respect a gluten-free diet, can't be too close to family and friends, must open doors for me, must be willing to move somewhere warm, must love traveling.
Everything in my side is just falling apart right now. So I've got to do a whole bunch of shit. That is bullshit. Fuck her. She has too high standards.
Must love traveling, can't brag about traveling, so they kind of contradict each other. Must maintain eye contact, can't be a party boy, can't be intimidated by me. Lastly, favorite season can't be fall.
And Chad left. You scared him off, Rick.
Do you think that's realistic?
No. No. I was good for like the first 5 or 6, but then after that I was like, no. Okay. No. It's like, well, this ain't gonna work. Bye.
This was 6 years ago, and update, she's still single.
With standards like that, I'm not surprised. Well, Chad had to leave because of an emergency, but yeah, that sucks. But either way, though, I mean, this whole thing, Jesus, man, what else is there to say? What can you say about that? That's just, ugh. I don't know what to say about that woman except for just grow up. Like, shut up and grow up. Dear God. Like, you can't be that... I say you can't be that stupid, but then I remember I had to say to myself, yeah, this is the world we live in. There are people who are... Oh, uh-oh.
Hi. If I can be involved in wrapping it up in the next 5 minutes, I can do it. If not...
All right. So... Yeah, outside of that, that her ridiculous standards, I have no other thing to say.
You only missed 3, Chad, which was just must maintain eye contact, can't be a party boy, can't be intimidated by me. Favorite season can't be fall. That's it. That's all her requirements.
We're done. Well, yeah, it ain't gonna work. Bye, sweetie.
Every man on planet Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Sheesh. And look, I'm not gonna say like, oh, she's wrong for having standards. No, have standards, but at the same time, don't be ridiculous about your standards. Don't act like, yours, like your standards have to be met, but yet you won't meet anyone else's standards. So it's
exactly.
It's so stupid. To wrap up, I guess I'll just do a quick discussion on mine, real quick. Mr. Beast just drove a train into a pit for some reason. Yes.
Okay.
In his most recent video, he drove a train into an open pit.
Well.
Yeah. And not only that, but he also...
Literally, a well.
Yeah.
It's a pit.
Yeah, but he also drove a rocket car off of a ramp and jumped, I think it was 12 school buses and made it fly over 300 feet, which is awesome. It basically jumped a football field.
Now he's on his GTA arc. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they played car bowling, where they smashed into porta-johns with cars that, they just pulled the brake out and then just let it go.
Let it blow.
GTA jackass arc of his life right now.
Yes.
Until we see Travis Pastrana, it hasn't happened yet.
Oh my gosh. Imagine them pulling Travis Pastrana out of retirement to do like a double backflip for them and like in one of their videos. Like, come on, man.
Or like the one where he tried to show Johnny Knoxville how to do a backflip and he just like fucking blacked out from getting crushed.
Yeah. Oh, God. Poor Johnny.
he's been through it, man. Like,
you ain't kidding.
The ringer, no pun intended. He's been through the ringer.
Yes, he has. God. But, yeah, in terms of a quick wrap-up on that, like, once again, the mob is upset. It's just like, well, you know, that money could have gone to this and gone to that. Yeah, I know, exactly. That's my thing.
Of course.
And it's just like, that money could have gone into my pocket. I needed that. It's like, shut up.
But it's not yours. It's not your money, though. Like,
it's not. But everyone out there is under the opinion because of like the social brainwashing that has happened. It's like if someone is spending their money on something that isn't like spent towards someone else or anything like that, they automatically put it in their heads like, oh, this person owes me this. Like, they don't owe you jack and or shit.
Oh, he should have used that money and bought sneakers for kids in Africa. Well,
oh wait, he did that. And y'all still gave him shit.
No, not that. I mean, he should have used that money and cured people's blindness. Oh, no, wait, no. He should have used that money and cured people's deafness. But wait, no. He should have used that money. It's like...
He should have used that money to cure erectile dysfunction. Let's face the real issues going on in this country.
Yo, Mr. Beast, you got these nuts. Get your candy bar, these nuts. Fix these nuts.
Fix these nuts.
Yes.
Fix these nuts. Fix these nuts.
Fix these. Yeah. God. So I guess we'll wrap it up here so that you can get to what you need to get to, Chad. I got a few other things I got to do before you get up here. So I guess that's going to do it. So until next time, everybody, signing off, I'm Nate.
I'm Rick.
And I'm Chad.
And y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.